MTC. Day 03, Number 1. Our language helps to reveal our deeper assumptions. Think of these revealing phrases. When we accomplish something important, we say it took blood, sweat, and tears. We say important achievements are hard-earned. We recommend a hard day's work when day's work would be enough. When we talk of easy money, we are implying it was obtained through illegal or questionable means. We use the phrase "that's easy for you to say" as a criticism, usually when we are seeking to invalidate someone's opinion. It's like we all automatically accept that the right way is, inevitably, the harder one. In my experience, this is hardly ever questioned. What would happen if you do challenge this sacred cow? We don't even pause to consider that something important and valuable could be made easy. What if the biggest thing keeping us from doing what matters is the false assumption that it has to take huge effort? MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Day 03, Number 2. The best way in which innovation changes our lives is by enabling people to work for each other. The main theme of human history is that we become steadily more specialized in what we produce, and steadily more diversified in what we consume. We move away from unstable self-sufficiency to safer mutual interdependence. By concentrating on serving other people's needs for 40 hours a week, which we call a job, you can spend the other 72 hours, not counting 56 hours in bed, relying on the services provided to you by other people. 407256. Innovation has made it possible to work for a fraction of a second in order to be able to afford to turn on an electric lamp for an hour, providing the quantity of light that would have required a whole day's work if you had to make it yourself by collecting and refining sesame oil or lamb fat to burn in a simple lamp, as much of humanity did in the not-so-distant past. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Day 03, Number 3. Our homes aren't just ecosystems, they're unique ones, hosting species that are adapted to indoor environments and pushing evolution in new directions. Indoor microbes, insects, and rats have all evolved the ability to survive our chemical attacks, developing resistance to antibacterials, insecticides, and poisons. German cockroaches are known to have developed a distaste for glucose, which is commonly used as bait in roach traps. Some indoor insects, which have fewer opportunities to feed than their outdoor counterparts, seem to have developed the ability to survive when food is limited. Dunn and other ecologists have suggested that as the planet becomes more developed and more urban, more species will evolve the traits they need to thrive indoors. Dunn. Over a long enough time period, indoor living could drive our evolution, too. Perhaps my indoorsy self represents the future of humanity. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Day 03, Number 4. Each beech tree grows in a particular location and soil conditions can vary greatly in just a few yards. The soil can have a great deal of water or almost no water. It can be full of nutrients or not. Accordingly, each tree grows more quickly or more slowly and produces more or less sugar, and thus you would expect every tree to be photosynthesizing at a different rate. However, the rate is the same. Whether they are thick or thin, all the trees of the same species are using light to produce the same amount of sugar per leaf. Some trees have plenty of sugar and some have less, but the trees equalize this difference between them by transferring sugar. This is taking place underground through the roots. Whoever has an abundance of sugar hands some over, whoever is running short gets help. Their network acts as a system to make sure that no trees fall too far behind. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Day 03, Number 5. Should we use language to understand mind or mind to understand language? Analytic philosophy historically assumes that language is basic and that mind would make sense if proper use of language was appreciated. Modern cognitive science, however, rightly judges that language is just one aspect of mind of great importance in human beings but not fundamental to all kinds of thinking. Countless species of animals manage to navigate the world, solve problems, and learn without using language, through brain mechanisms that are largely preserved in the minds of humans. There is no reason to assume that language is fundamental to mental operations. Nevertheless, language is enormously important in human life and contributes largely to our ability to cooperate with each other in dealing with the world. Our species Homo sapiens has been astonishingly successful, which depended in part on language, first as an effective contributor to collaborative problem solving and much later, as collective memory through written records. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Day 03, Number 6. You may have seen headlines in the news about some of the things machines powered by artificial intelligence can do. However, if you were to consider all the tasks that AI-powered machines could actually perform, it would be quite mind-blowing. AI. One of the key features of artificial intelligence is that it enables machines to learn new things, rather than requiring programming specific to new tasks. Therefore, the core difference between computers of the future and those of the past is that future computers will be able to learn and self-improve. In the near future, smart virtual assistants will know more about you than your closest friends and family members do. Can you imagine how that might change our lives? These kinds of changes are exactly why it is so important to recognize the implications that new technologies will have for our world. Day 04. MTC. Good job.